Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Those who joined this session live, this is the Qualitist Show, episode number 21. As many of you would know, and we will also share a little bit more detail later on in the show. This show is our effort to make the quality profession a little bit more popular, make the qualitist name, which was one of Dr. Duran's wishes, uh, more wide appealing, and also to ensure that more people can join this movement. In this series, like I said, this is 21st episode, and we bring to you distinguished qualities or quality professionals who've done a lot in their career and field, and there is a lot to learn from them. So each month, Kimpro Foundation announces one qualitist as the qualitist of the month, and we invite the qualitist to this episode and try and learn from their journey, from their views on quality's future, what can we do today to get better tomorrow, and some uniqueness in their profession maybe, and the likes. Highly popular series. So if you are new to the series, take some time to subscribe to the Kimpro TV channel on which you will be seeing this. If you are watching this recording later on, then all the more reason that you should subscribe to the channel on YouTube, which will make sure that any future episodes and recordings or videos that we share will reach to you the first. With that, I will invite my partner in crime, Balaji, who has been with me on this show since the beginning. Right. So, welcome, Balaji, and
Good
over to you.
morning.
Morning, morning.
Yes, good morning and namaskar. And it's a start of a new financial year. So
Absolutely.
we're starting with a new episode and also having a wonderful and distinguished guest. I think we were having little apprehensions, right, about the date and people not mistaking this for an April Fool's joke. But this
Yeah.
show's live and it's live on Quimpro TV this time, right? We are on Quimpro
Yes.
TV.
Yeah.
That's the great breakthrough. So we have today a very, very distinguished guest, Mr. Naresh Chawla, and I have had the good opportunity to interact with him personally. Uh, but I have to introduce him formally. So he's a production engineer by trade. He's also done a postgraduate course in industrial engineering, and thereafter, of course, he served across a wide range of companies. Served as in different capacities, like he had serving as a deputy director at the National Productivity Council, Vardhaman Industries. Also, you have Trelberg, Vibra Caustics. I mean, there's so much to speak about, and I think we'll gain a lot more during the interview. We are going to be throwing a lot of questions at him, but I think the two things he would want us to highlight, one being uh, a premium faculty at the Punjab Technical University for the quality management course, and of course, implementing lean transformation practices in the non manufacturing setup, especially in the field of healthcare in various hospitals, such as the Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital in Mumbai, the Kastuba Hospital in Manipal, and the Lokmanya Hospital in Pune. So there is a lot we're going to be learning today. And Anshuman, I think we're going to have a wonderful session. There's so much we have to ask Mr. Naresh
Absolutely.
Chawla, so I hope he's ready for all of this. So,
So
Naresh
amazing.
ji, very
No.
nice to see you.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you very much.
I didn't know what all to read and what not to read. There's a fantastic resume, but I thought the best thing to do was to question you and gain all of that so you could share with us all your experiences while the interview is on. So, right, you can fire
Maybe,
away, Anshuman. Yeah.
yeah, before we do that, we are lucky today. Mr. Lulla is also able to join
Oh,
the session today. So I'll bring him into the session.
oh, here we are.
Namaste, sir.
Great, sir. Great. Happy to see you.
So, Naresh,
So,
sir, you're lucky because even I thought it
Yes,
was an
yes,
April Fool's joke that Suresh Lodha
yes,
sir is
yes,
going to be
yes.
joining in.
It was always a pleasure to see him and interact with him.
I had to come,
Always a
Naresh,
pleasure.
when you're coming on as the distinguished qualitist.
Yes.
You've had such a variety of industries as your clients. Now, if I go back to Duran's definition, Who defines quality? Customer. In your case, you've worked in manufacturing where the customer receives an output, compares it with competition, and decides whether you are good or not and whether he's delighted or not. When you go into education, the customer stays with you in a school for 10 years, 12 years, or in a college for 3, 4 years. And the more you educate the student, the more their expectations increase. When you go into healthcare, the difference is that the customer, human life is at stake, and the approach is different. Now, you've got a flavor of experience in all of these spaces. Customer defines quality. Customer is the final inspector, and customer pays your salary. If you remember that, you'll be more proactive with customers rather than reactive. Chase your customer to understand customer needs faster than your competition. There's no consolation prize for being second in the marketplace. So, to do all that, you need R&D also to play a role in understanding customers. So, it gets clearer. We tend to blame operations for everything, and they've learned to accept the blame also when they're not to be blamed. It's the leadership, it's the R&D that can make a difference in your quality positioning. I'd like your thoughts on this based on your experience. Over to you, Naresh.
Thank you, sir. First of all, thanks to Kimpro and especially Dr. Lula and his team that he has recognized me for my contribution to quality. And even thanks to Anshuman and Balaji, sir, that, they are hosting this session. And I must say that it's really an honor and a huge, pleasure that I'm a part of this fraternity of qualities. And before I start, means I never thought that I will be going into a field of quality. I was industrial engineer. I started my career as industrial engineer, but then somewhere I read one statement. I will come back to this, that from where I have taken, that man has striven for quality since the dawn of history. Oh, there was an article which I read, in 95 January. There was a business today edition that was, devoted only on TQM, total quality management. So a lot of case studies were there, and and there was an interview of Dr. Juran into that, where he was talking about that it is only the senior management who can play a serious role in implementing total quality management, and this is a job which can never be delegated. And the quote which I gave you just now, it is by Dr. Lula. There was one article by him. I know, sir, you may be able to recall that. So that is. I will not say that was a turning point, but that was one, you can say, uh, quote which gave me some insight about quality. Both Dr. Lula and Dr. Joran's interview, which I read over there, and it was full of case studies of Oberoi, HDFC, ABB, Mukand, Thermax, you name any good Indian industry, and they were having a series of case studies in that, and many of those case studies, if my student has joined today, they will come to know that I have taken from that edition of business today, especially this Oberoi's case study is there and HDFC case study is there. They were very close to my heart.
That's great to know because, sir, do you know that Suresh Lulla sir's edited that
Yes, yes, yes,
magazine?
yes,
That issue was
yes,
edited by him. He was the guest
yes,
editor, and there was another issue that followed that called "The Customer is Queen." There
yes.
it is.
Customer screen. Yes, yeah. Oh, good, very
The
good.
novel
I
called
am
"The
also
Customer
having.
is Queen." Yeah, and there also it was Suresh Lulla sir who pioneered that. I mean, he opened the whole thing. I have that copy. So
That's
wow,
right.
we were going to ask you that how you came across Suresh sir again. You answered the question.
Yeah.
So Anshuman, stole your question.
Oh, no problem. No problem. So I have plenty of questions
Yes.
for
No,
him.
I can
Yeah,
also
actually,
means
there's
you know for that question which you can ask that question. I will give you some further answer means how my career was molded in here. You can ask
Uh,
that question.
sure, sure. So super happy to see that the this particular edition of Business Today
Yes.
is has probably created more quality professionals than many books might have done.
I,
So
I, I fully agree with you.
yeah, and I have myself met several people who quote this and then they are surprised that I have a copy still with me,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
it's always at my desk somewhere around.
Yes.
But super pleased to see that we are in the same tribe in that sense. Okay, so let's get going with the questions in a way, Naresh.
Yes.
The first one we always like to know from our distinguished qualitist and quality professionals who join this show is that today you are a quality professional of a distinguished quality professional. You are known. You have a name in the field. You've been on the certified qualitist for the month, then on the show. Many of these things, right? So this comes after, of course, a journey. So what is the journey like? What was the journey like? Where did you start? How do you mention industrial engineer? But how
Yes.
did you
Yes.
start? And what were the key milestones? How did we land here? And the reason we ask this question, Naresh, just to make sure that everybody understands why we ask your journey. Of course, your journey is your journey. It cannot be somebody else's journey.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
any newcomer or any youngster or any even mid-career professional, if they can learn from anybody else's journey, that will be awesome. So that is our intention, and hence that question. Over to you.
Sure, 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 sure. In fact, I started my career with Vardhaman Group as a industrial engineer. In fact, I got an opportunity to start this department from scratch. And one good thing, in during my tenure with industrial this Vardhaman was that I was reporting to the general manager directly, means Mr. Sidhu, and it was my first exposure to industry and I learned many things from that person. And it was hardcore industrial engineering task which was assigned to me. I was not a textile engineering background, and Mr. Siddhi told me, okay, I will give you a 6 month, and in 6 months you learn textile. I will not ask you anything. And believe you me, he did not ask me anything for 6 months. But after 6 months he told that you have to give me the desired result, and that was wonderful. So my window to quality in Vardhaman was, you can say, it is ISO 9000, which we were implementing at that time, and the quality circles which we launched at that time. But it was not enough to entice me to go um for a quality profession. So then I did my post graduation. I joined National Productive Council, and during that period only I came across this edition of Business Today, as I was telling you. So that created some you can say curiosity in my mind to know about this quality field a bit more. But still, I was doing more of industrial engineering assignment. In between, I did some, quality circle and TQM implementation in JCT, but that was just one of assignment. And in 2003 and 4, maybe 4 or 5, I think I was invited for, one very innovative institute was opened in Mohali, P2U Gyan Jyoti School of TQM and Entrepreneurship. It was started by the tractor man of India, Mr. Chandra Mohan, Padma Bhushan, Mr. Chandra Mohan, and he is one person who has inspired, I think, many lives, especially in this part of the region. And I saw the kind of work people have done, and during one of his speech, Mr. Chandra Mohan, he was telling that why he has chosen this name, the TQM and entrepreneurship. Many people sometimes ask that what is the relationship between entrepreneurship and TQM, and he explained in a very mesmerizing way, which I still remember, that he said that there are two biggest issue which India is facing right now. The first is that we have to provide jobs to the people. So we instead of job seeker, we should try to produce the job provider. So that's why he was very very close to entrepreneurship. And secondly, he was saying that the second issue is that the balance of trade means that we are exporting less and importing more, and that can be reversed only if we are having competitive advantage, if our product and services are competitive, and that can be made competitive only through the TQ way. That we have to implement TQM, reduce our cost, and make it you can say fast, and only then means this thing will get reversed. So that also inspired me a lot, that yes, TQM is one field where we can do some good for the society. And that is how means I turned to that, and he gave me a few sessions to deliver. And one of the sessions which I was delivering was on cost of poor quality, and I took notes of Dr. Lula. I was having that. So that went very well, and then I started my journey with the P2U Nalanda School of TKM and Entrepreneurship. I got a chance to be their general manager, consultancy, and training. And I was driving this Six Sigma training and implementation of Lean. And one of my project which we mentored over there of Savraj, because in Northwest Qualtech, who was the winner, he was going to the Kimpro directly. That understanding was there. So one of the project which we mentored as a black belt means that that was judged as the best manufacturing project that year in 2015. So that was one thing which I really see, that one landmark was there in my life. And during my NPC days also, I got a good chance to interact with the Japanese consultant. I got opportunity to visit various Asian countries, because NPC is a founding member of APO. So I went to Japan, Korea, Cambodia, Malaysia, and a country like this. And then I also got, exposed to the world Kaizen when in 99. I heard this word before also, but at that time there was a specialized, training which was given to us through a Q University professor, Kawasai-san, and he gave me a book of this Gamba Kaizen, Masaki Mai-san. and and then I realized that yes, it is not the quality, has a different phases. So I can conclude that we started with the quality of product and process, and now the quality of people is also very very important, where Kaizen is focusing on that we should improve the quality of people by uh, doing continuous improvement on daily basis, every day, everywhere. And it is something that it has to be done on daily basis, right? So that is also a part of quality, you can say. So that is how means I ventured into quality, you can say.
Thank you. Amazing. And I think Mr. Lula has a question. So go ahead, sir.
Sure.
I don't have a question. I wish to reinforce some things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Mr. Chandramohan was very inspiring. And when I had just started Kimpro, he virtually gate crashed into my office while the carpenters were there.
Yeah, I read
Told
this.
him,
I read
don't
the
be
story.
late. I'll meet you somewhere. No, I'll come to your office. And we both sat on crates talking to each other. Uh, Amongst other things, I asked him, who's your customer? He said, the farmer. You know, his worry was that his tractor, which he had designed, was better than any other, and yet it didn't have a market share. So, who's your customer? He said, the farmer. When did you last meet your customer? Bang, it hit him. The next thing we know is he and I went to meet farmers as to why are you not buying a Swaraj tractor? They said, sir, it's very good, but we also use it for the Bharat.
Hmm.
And your bumpers and mud guards are not strong enough to take so many,
Yes.
you know, people on. All he had to do is get his R&D to put the uh, design a little more reliable for the farmer. And the market share went from 3% to 19%, threatening Mahindra tractors. That is one. The other, where Naresh mentioned about people make quality, etc. This was during the last Khalistan movement when they shot down all the workers in this one Punjab tractor bus,
Sarai Mazda.
Swaraj Master.
Yes. Yes.
He and his wife locked themselves up with the workers, feeding them, motivating them. And how did he distract them? He started teaching them quality. He said, it's a captive moment. And he called me from there and said, guess what I'm doing? I'm teaching captivated, workers quality. That was the kind of man and commitment. It was in his DNA. Fantastic human. Thank you, Naresh.
Thank you, sir, for the anecdote. Always a pleasure to hear this. We've heard this earlier, but it is always special to hear it from you. And through this episode, it will reach many more people who might not have heard of this. So, such people are always inspirational. Balaji, over to you for the next question.
Oh, of course. I mean, we heard the initial part of Naresh sir's journey and Punjab Tech. Three things have caught my attention, here as I went through all of your accomplishments. And you could speak a little about each of these. One is, about implementing the global production system at Elberg Viper Caustic. The other one was leading a team of consultants, 30 MSME industries at Mohali. And most important, this is one thing which I think the audience would love to know, developed a program in the quality mindset for more than 1,500 employees. Would you want to speak about these three milestones? Because they seem very interesting steps towards what you've
Yes.
become now.
Yes.
You're a principal consultant with the Kaizen Institute. So I'm very sure these were the three big steps that were there in your career.
Sure. I'm a lead consultant. I will just correct.
Okay, principal. Okay, lead consultant.
And that doesn't matter. So during my tenure with this P2U Gyanjyoti School of TKM, we first of all got opportunity to implement the lean manufacturing in a cluster base. It was a scheme of national manufacturing competitiveness scheme was there, that you have to implement this lean manufacturing into the various SMEs of India. And we got one or two clusters. I was having a background of NPC, so that is how we landed into this. And initially, there was a lot of hurdles in that. Means people were not understanding that what we are going to do. But I can tell you that there were uh, so many good incidents which has happened. And one of the case study, rather two case studies, they were published. One case study was published in the compendium of success stories by MSME. And one case study which I sent to Japan, and it got somehow, you can say, space in APO news in 2014-15. So that how a MSME has transformed itself uh, into using this all lean techniques. And I still remember in one of the meeting, there was one MSME officials, he was asking one of our client that what gains you have got. So so the answer the entrepreneur he gave, sir, I was having a two plot of 2000 square yard, and now I am manufacturing only in one. So I have saved a plot of 2000 square yard, and there was a 2 lakhs rupees which I was spending on transportation between two uh, factories. So that is the major saving which I see. Rest my CA will tell. So so that was the kind of response we got. And it is a teamwork. Means I was having a good team with me, and there was one principal consultant with us. Mr. Vijay Kapoor was there, and my team was there, and the leadership of Mr. Trehan was there, and then Mr. Chandra Mohan was there. So that is how we did that job. And in between, the first one which you mentioned, I was approached by that company that there is a global production system that it is loosely based on TPS only. So they want to implement all these things in their through workshops, through practical workshops in their facilities. One is Mohali and one is Noida, and that is how means we conducted workshops about VSM, value stream mapping, then SMAT. In SMAT, I recall that there was one particular machine which was having a setup time of, I think, 2.5 hours, and we could reduce it to 40 minutes. And there was a global benchmark which was given to them was 20 minutes, but we could come only to 40 minutes. Rest some technical changes were required, only then it was possible. So that was one project which was a success. And then I was attached with Johnson and Johnson. They were one of my good clients, and through them only I reached the various pharma companies, and even hospitals. I remember I was with the uh, Punjab Engineering College, where I established this Center for Total Quality Management. I got a call from Johnson and Johnson, sir. You have to go to Koklabin Hospital, and we are doing some project over there, and you have to help us. So I told, I don't have any idea of healthcare. Means at that time, means healthcare was something which was a like a, you can say, which I don't have any idea. So, but they were so confident. They told, sir, you will be able to do. So just say yes. And it was a month of December, I know. And December, it is a period when exams are happening, and there was not much of a load. So that one month I spent only learning, means the quality in healthcare. And I went over there, and we did some projects, and they went very well. And then they took me to Kasturba Hospital, and again, means in Kasturba Hospital, I remember, means one of our coordinator, he's a doctor. So in the end, means he was asked to give some his feedback. So he told her, the day we came to know that some engineer is coming to interact with us on some projects, and we were thinking that what he will do with us. But now we are confident that we can do more projects with him. So that was again one success story which I was having. And then then there was one pharma company. I will not name that because uh, there was a contract between us. So they were saying that most of the times we are going for behavior, the safety behavior, quality behavior. This time we want to touch uh, the mindset, the quality mindset, how to build a quality mindset. And first I think designed one or two sessions for them, and it went very well, means. And then I think I trained more than 1500 people, means. And it was having an impact was that the number of errors which was coming, it reduced to 50%. So that was again one success story was having. And the quality mindset, uh, which I have seen, I have learned this thing from my Japanese interactions. They are the people who are having true quality mindset. I remember this Mr. Chandramohan also used to talk that what is the biggest, challenge to a quality mindset. The moment we say "chalta hai," so it means the mindset has gone. So you should also means always pursue for the excellence. If you are not going for that, it means you are accommodating yourself, and you can never be having a quality mindset. So yes, means Mr. Chandra Mohan and my interaction with the Japanese consultant during my NPC days, and even in Kaizen, means right now I'm with Kaizen Institute. So it has helped me a lot in understanding what is the quality mindset.
Wow.
Yes,
So yeah, that was a real intrigue for me because the quality mindset thing is what remains.
yes,
The tools and techniques come and go, but
exactly.
they and they're just tools, right? There's means to an end, and not an end in itself. Eventually, it's the mindset that remains, and that's what decides how where the company is moving, where people are moving, where business is moving. So wow.
True.
So yeah, Anshuman, looks like I think one episode is going to be less.
Certainly, certainly. So, yeah, Mr. Lula, you have a question or a response?
I'd like to just add to Naresh's uh, comment. Post OPEC, the American auto industry was destroyed because customers wanted fuel efficient cars.
Yes,
Mm,
And the Japanese made inroads into America in the late 70s
Late 70s. Correct.
with the Datsun 510 and the Toyota Corolla four-seater, four-cylinder, two-door, small compact cars that were fuel efficient. But how did they break into the market? The American worker thought quality is a part of a department. They called
yes,
all the workers. They didn't use the word quality. They spoke of housekeeping, sensitizing the mind to noticing errors. What color machinery do you have? Why is it not white? Hospital kind of. The second time they met, they still didn't talk of quality. They spoke of safety of the worker, give dignity to the worker. And safety, they asked, have there been any accidents on the plant? The response was, no, oh, yeah, we had an eye burn. Oh, eye burn. And all the top management got into resolving no eye burns ever. It demonstrated leadership's role, It created a climate. By now, they were ready to listen to all what you wanted about Japanese methods for quality. I have other examples. I'll leave it at that. But the message I want to give is housekeeping and safety are prerequisites for creating a quality climate or a climate mindset. Thank you.
Yeah,
True.
golden words.
Okay.
Right.
So Balaji, I'll take the next question.
Sure, sure, sure.
So, Naresh, of course, we've discussed now your journey or how you maintained your interest, how the interest in quality grew, who all,
Yes.
mentioned or mentored you and your association with Mr. Chandmohan. And, of course, we are lucky today that Mr. Lula is in the call, so he could add to that, to the era that Mr. Chandmohan actually popularized quality in many ways. And not only quality, many other areas. The so moving on from there, the current of quality. So there is a view today that the current or the present in of quality is not what it used to be. There are concerns. It is not the same. Firstly, whether you agree, and if you agree, why do you think we are as a profession we are not the same? What ails us? That kind of thing. So, any views on that?
Ha, sure. I will tell you that what is the basic reason for that. I will just continue from where Dr. Lula has just left, that housekeeping.
Sure.
One of my mentor, he used to come to India also. He's a consultant from Japan, and in one of the conference when we met, I just asked him, sir. He used to say that if a company is not having a 5S, I'm not going there for consulting. If the company is not having a 5S, I'm not going to that company for consulting. And I told sir, many a times, not many times, it's more often than not, 5S itself is a big project for us. Means it takes a lot of time and effort to implement 5S. And then he told me, Naresh, it is not only the problem of India. I have seen that it is the whole Indian subcontinent. This problem is there. And then he told me the root cause of that problem. And I will like to, I will use this platform to share with you that. And then I will relate with what ailing this quality. He told, in India, anybody who is at least 20 years of age means only then you will come to know about the world 5S first time in your life. I can means experiment on you. You can tell me, Anshuman, when you heard about the 5S, whether you are 20 years less or 20 years more.
I think for me it was definitely 22 or something. Final year
Yeah,
of engineering, I remember.
yeah, exactly. And that time also means we just cram those words and for exam. Otherwise,
Only for
it
exam.
is not there. Yes. So then he told me, Naresh, the 5S is a part of our primary curriculum in Japan. It's a part of primary curriculum, and it's a very very natural transition when the person is going from college or school to the industry. We don't have to teach them what 5S is, right? And then I was surprised that how come they means they started this movement. And then I read one book on workplace management by Mr. Henry Ford. Mr. Henry Ford was
Oh.
having a wonderful system of can do, cleanliness, arrangement, neatness, discipline, ongoing improvement. And I was made aware that when the Japanese went over there and they learned these things, and they simply translated, and they were so mesmerized that they made this is a part of the curriculum. And I still remember his smile when I told that the 5S is still a project for us. He told very very sarcastically that you people are very rich, so you have resources to waste. So this is the exact comment. We are not that rich, so that's why for us it was a, you can say, something which was imperative. We have to go for that. And the same thing I will link to your question, this quality, means I was with this Punjab Engineering College as a visiting professor, and I have designed curriculums. So what I have seen, that how the curriculum is designed for quality in the institutes, and how their uh, means scoring is done. It is more of a, you can say, numerical based. Means you will get a question, okay, this is the data, and make a histogram for this. But in practical life, you will not get numericals. You will get a scenarios. Means you don't know that which tool to apply. Rather, tool is secondary, as Balaji Sam was telling me earlier. It's basically how you will approach any problem. We are not defining the problem. Means the problem definition itself is not clear. We start reacting on the symptoms. And in many cases I have seen that in one of the company, means I was trying to implement the root cause analysis. So I saw that their root cause analysis is not good enough, because the problems are surfacing again and again. It means we are not going to the root cause. We are again reacting to the very obvious things which are for which we are having the solutions, right? So what I feel, that unless we will not get a stuff from the institutions which are innovation oriented and not technique oriented, right? Tool is secondary. This I always say to my student also. You should know that how to apply. Means, say for example, I want to know about the variation. Okay, then I can say, okay, if what type of variation you want to know about, separate assignable cause from this common cause, then you can go for control chart. If you want to see capability, you can go for histogram. First of all, you should have a question in mind. I want to see that what are the different causes. Okay, we can brainstorm. We can have a cause and effect matrix. I want to see that what is the relationship between two variables. Okay, so you can go for a scatter diagram like this. So that thing is something which is missing, which I have seen in most of the institution. But still I'm happy that these days a lot of professionals, they are visiting institutes and sharing their knowledge with them. I'm also still in touch with a lot of institutions, and I go there and I share my experience with those people, and in turn I also learn from them. Because if you are not interacting with the young people, you will not learn, that means how to change your pedagogy, that how they are learning in a better way. So that is required. And uh, mindset, which I told you earlier, that we should not focus only on the product quality or the process quality. And these days the biggest challenge is, which I can tell you, is if you see the Juran's trilogy, means quality planning, quality control, and quality improvement, uh, the quality function is going to become very important in quality planning. Means before the product is started, means we have to build quality into our system, into our innovation system. And that is how only the quality will come. If we are not putting effort in the beginning, then what will happen, that we will go into a control loop. So that will not serve the purpose. And quality, it's a data driven process. And in the past, there were many people I have seen, this is my personal experience, that there are certain people who are hoarding the data. Okay, some problem is there, they will then some people will go there and only then they will give the data. And data is also having three version: my data, your data, and their data. There is no congruency in the data. But now the things are changing. The cloud is coming, so there is no need of data keeper, and there is only one single instance of data. So that is how, means if you are doing some project, the data will already there. So your major effort, which sometimes go into doing a quality project, that you spend a lot of time in collecting data, that will not be there. Only thing is that your approach should be clear, that how to approach a problem, how to define a problem. If the problem definition is correct, I think 50% project is done.
Fantastic. Balaji, you want to ask the next one?
Yeah, we have our traditional questions. The two of them which we always ask. One, of course, I mean, you had a fantastic journey, but do you always reflect on how you could have maybe done things differently if you were to go back? One, that's one part of the question. Second is, is there any quality literature book that you would like people younger of the younger generation
Definitely,
to begin
definitely,
reading? So both these,
definitely,
you could answer one at a time. So
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, means self reflection is always there. Means there are many incidents which you think that you could have done in a better way, and especially when you are handling people, because managing people is a big thing these days. I am a ardent student of mathematics and psychology, and I have found that both the things have something, you know different and something in common. The common is that both have logic. Both have logics. Human psychology has logic, human behavior has logic, mathematics has logic. The difference is the logic of mathematics is very easy, whereas the logic of the human behavior is very, very different. So the same people will behave in a different way in a different scenario. So means to capture the human behavior, molding them, molding their mindset, so that they can put a quality job is very, very important. And I can tell you that many times I have also seen that I am not having that mindset, means many times. uh, I came across, one of a person from a pharma industry only, and he told me that there was one auditor. He was living in one, in hotel, and near that hotel, one crossing was there from where their, workers and supervisors and manager used to go there. And then one fine morning, he told that he has cancelled the audit. The reason is that he saw that there are many people who were jumping the red lights.
Oh God.
So logic he gave that if the people are jumping the red light on the road, so it means if given an opportunity, they can fiddle with the system inside the organization also. So their mindset is not good. But if going by that definition, means sometimes means we are also not having that quality mindset. But definitely this thing I have seen in Japan, means if it is a red light, and even if there is nobody, they have to stop the vehicle. They will stop the vehicle. This respect I have seen only there, means right. They will never, you can say, if even if nobody is watching, uh, they will not do this act. And that is how the quality is sometimes defined. It's an act which you are doing when nobody is watching you. And your second question, second question, what was, can you repeat this?
About
Yeah,
books,
books.
any particular, yeah.
Any books I have read. The Quality is Free was my first book which I read, and
Okay.
it was a wonderful book which opened my insights. Then when I joined this PTU Gyan Jyoti school, and then Chandraman Saab library I saw. Then Architect of Quality by Mr. Juran was there, Dr. Juran was there. Then Out of Crisis by Dr. Daming. That is a wonderful book. And in between, I will tell you that I was having a very good flip for Taguchi methods, and I read a lot about that person, because there was somebody with me. She was cousin of one of my director, and she was doing a PhD in this subject, and she was having those books, and I read few pages, and after, you can say, reading few pages, I got interested in the whole life of this Taguchi, and that is how I went into Taguchi methods and design of experiment. So yeah, that is again a wonderful, you can say, books which you can go. And on operations, apart from quality, also means that there is another wonderful book which has inspired me a lot, or that is goal, the goal by
Okay.
yeah, that is
Gold
again a
Rush. Yeah.
gold gold brand. That is a
Yeah.
wonderful book. and these days, there are many books which are coming, apart from this. You can say, professional quality, even for personal quality, means how you can improve your personal quality, like psychology of money is there. Okay, then how you can be more oriented to, you can save your, you can say, mindset for the money, if you read that book. So Rich Dad Poor Dad is there. So there are many books like this. But definitely this, quality is free, and the goal, these are the two big books which I always recommended people to go through.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, Anshuman, I think we're down to our last 10 minutes. Is there anything online that you're getting that you would like to ask, sir, or something?
There are, but most of them are around Naresh's quality journey, so which we have
Okay.
already covered.
We've
So, but
covered. Yeah, we covered that.
Okay.
so I would skip that. But maybe it is quick time to get any quick words from Mr. Lula as closing remarks, and then we can also request Naresh for any closing remarks or advice to our young professionals as closing remarks. Naresh, but first, Mr. Lula, anything you would like to say towards the end of this show?
Naresh has covered quite a bit of the ground. I can't agree more that first you need to know the problem and to define it correctly. And whose responsibility is that? The top management.
Yes.
Problem definition can save you a lot of COPQ because invariably people are so busy saying they're working on quality problems, they're like rats in a wheel going nowhere. So when they come and report to top management, the manager says, "No, I wanted something else, but it wasn't defined correctly, specific, observable, measurable. How does it impact the performance? Is it manageable by a team?" So on. The second is the problem selects the team, not the
Yes.
team the problem.
True.
So if it's aligned to your top management thinking of strategy going to the vision, you'll pick up the big bites, and you'll have the impacted people, the internal supplier, internal processor, internal customer, members of the team, people who blamed each other.
True. True.
Then it comes to the behavior. So you have facilitation skills on how to get people to see the problem the same way. By then, you can use the tools, left brain tools, but left brain tools have a limitation. You need to also bring in right brain tools.
Yes. Yes.
And that right brain leads to creative thinking and innovative solutions, breakthroughs. Left brain thinking is incremental, continuing project by project by project, and small steps, important. But if you want to make a difference, you must activate the right brain that has become dormant. When you were a child, you were born with both brains. Which one did you use? The right brain to communicate. You got your way. Then your parents make the big mistake of sending you to school. And in school, It's all left brain marks, mathematics, science, this thing, high scoring subjects. So the pressure on the child is to use the left brain. The right brain goes to sleep. In the adults, we need to reactivate the right brain. And there are creativity tools. So I'll leave it at that. And he mentioned data. Yes, data is important, but we think of data as information. Data, unless it's processed,
Yes.
doesn't become information and processed with tools. And information, we think we are very knowledgeable. You're knowledgeable only when you apply the information.
Yes. Exactly.
You get the experience. That's knowledge. And you would consequently know when to use a tool and when not to use a tool, etc., etc. That is wisdom.
Sure.
Every problem, you don't just jump into it and say, come on, let's do a flowchart, Pareto, this thing. That it is not that. Problem definition, the wise person will tell you which one, which tool to use and which not to use. I'll stop over here. I tend to talk too much.
No, no, we always love to hear.
No, 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 no. We want to hear.
Uh, just as we were winding up the show, Devraj, who's also been on this show earlier, has
Yes.
a comment and a question. Uh, so, Naresh, if you have something to add here, by theory, doesn't the Kaizen concept take care of sustainability at the core, or because of the increasing focus on ESG, we as professionals need to change our approach towards Kaizen? So, of course, the link between sustainability and Kaizen, that's the slant. Anything to say, Naresh?
Yeah, I think that sustainability is an integral part of the Kaizen. Means when you are doing some improvement, traditionally, uh, this development and sustainability, they are considered as something opposite. That if you are going to develop and then you will not be sustainable, and you are going to be sustainable, you will not be able to develop. But right now, you have to strike a balance between these two. You have to uh, develop, you have to make development, and at the same time, it should be sustainable. And the core of Kaizen is that, there is one statement which is written on APO also. It's a model, not model, you can say it is like a some guidelines, or a motto which is followed, is that our today should be better than yesterday. Means whatsoever you are doing,
Hmm.
that your today should be better than yesterday. So in terms of development as well as sustainability, if your today is not better than yesterday in terms of good air, good water, it means we are not making progress, we are not doing Kaizen, we are not doing improvement. So, keeping in that mind, I feel that this sustainability aspect is already there and built in Kaizen. Only thing is that how we interpret, that's the difference.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Naresh. With that, almost at the end of the hour, we will wrap up the show. So thank you very much, Naresh. It was a pleasure speaking to you. And I hope the people who joined the session today can also stay in touch. And if you want to follow what Naresh says, please take some time to follow him on LinkedIn. He shares some wonderful content. And of course, always good to know people in the fraternity. So with that, I will close the show. Next show will be in the last week of this month itself, because this is a carry forward show from March actually. So coincidentally, because this Saturday was falling on 1st of April, but April featured Qualitist show will be in the last week of April itself. So thank you very much, everyone. Mr. Lula, thank you for joining. Balaji, as always, both of us partners in crime. So we'll catch up again. Thanks, Naresh. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
thank you, thank you, thanks, thank you
Thank you,
very much.
Yeah.
Naresh. Bye.